Oh yeah, welcome back, peeps, to another wonderful, splendiferous, joyful episode of Join the Journey Radio. I'm Lance, your host for Join the Journey Radio. Today is the 1st of July, 2020, and this is episode number 131, Break Yourself Free. With Independence Day this weekend, my thoughts naturally turn towards freedom. America has never been perfect, and yet generations of immigrants suggest America is perfect for those yearning to breathe free. Of course, that's not freedom from difficulties in life. We'll always have challenges. That's in fact why we're here. Challenges help us grow in our more eternal journey. And we're free to choose to grow or not. I believe agency is the most misunderstood and underappreciated gift of God after only the atonement. We have such wonderful opportunity to choose freedom in every aspect of our lives. Yet far too many of us LDS singles choose bondage. We choose to keep habits of thinking that hold us back. We choose habits of seeing the obstacles instead of the opportunities. We choose habits of living under the oppression of a victim mentality instead of the liberation of a victor mentality. We are in many ways our own worst obstacle. If only we could get out of our own way. And that's the irony of it all. We can get out of our own way. We can break free from the bondage of a lesser life because we are free to choose for ourselves. We simply need to make the right choices. I know some of you are scoffing at that idea right now. You're thinking your freedom isn't like a light switch you just turn on and off at will. Real life, you're thinking, isn't like that. There's so much affecting your life you don't control. I used to think that way back when I didn't enjoy my life. What I couldn't see then that I clearly see now is how my choices and how to think brought me the reality I was living. The way of thinking I embraced in those days discounted my gift of agency. I didn't see how my habitual choice to focus on the negative created the negative energy I broadcast to others around me. I didn't see how my habitual choice to look constantly at my obstacles prevented me from seeing my opportunities. I didn't see how my habitual choice to embrace a victim mentality kept me from living a life of victory. The truth is, your focus determines your reality. When you focus on the negative, you have a negative reality. When you focus on the positive, you have a positive reality. Because you choose your focus, you also choose your reality. And here's more truth. Most of your choices you don't make consciously. Rather, you choose out of habit. About 97% of everything you do on a day-to-day basis is simply a habit playing itself out. Habits don't require you to think about what you do when you do it. You can, but you don't have to. That's the beauty of habits. They automate sequences of action so you can actually live life. But your best life is a life lived by intention, one you consciously choose. Because you choose habitually 97% of the time, you choose consciously only 3% of the time. That suggests you can't live your best life. But you can because you choose your habits. When you understand how habit works, and then make conscious choices to embrace more effective habits, especially in how you think, you really can choose your life because you choose the elements that together create the life you have. The moment I realized that truth was a pivotal turning point in my life when everything changed for me. I had a life I didn't want because I chose the elements that combined according to natural law to create the reality I had. And it all came back to how I chose to think. Sure, those choices were by and large habitual, but I chose my habits. In the very least, by choosing not to improve an existing habit, I by default chose not to embrace a better one. That moment when I consciously chose to own my life turned everything around for me. That's because I started making choices that were more conducive to the reality I wanted. And that's a choice you can make as well, because you have the same gift of agency. Don't depreciate that gift. Choose to own your life. Choose to break yourself free of the habits of thinking, producing a reality you don't want. You don't have to live that way. You don't have to settle. When you learn how to leverage your gift of agency to your advantage, you can live a phenomenal life, irrespective of the choices others make. You can make your life extraordinary. That will bring you more joy in your journey. Back in a moment.